Hello. I realized my countdown clock that was counting down to 1 hour and 58 minutes. So I guess you were expecting me on Amanda Panda Teacher Live in 1 hour and 58 minutes. Oops. Good morning. Hello. Hey, happy Tuesday to you. It's a really wonderful new month, March. How exciting. March to me is the month of spring weather coming to our area. Our trees are already starting to have little blossoms and leaves are starting to grow. I live in the desert north of Los Angeles, so it's fun when the springtime we get things that grow. We have not had much rain this year, so that's a little bit concerning. Certainly, I would love to hear about your area. How is the weather where you're from? Is it springtime? Is it coming soon? I can't wait to hear. I'd love to hear who's watching in the chat box. So give me a comment. Tell me, what is your spring weather like in March? Is March time coming? Is the spring coming to your town? I'm hoping. Our kids really like the springtime. In where I live in the desert, we have very few colors of trees or different types of foliage and plants. So often our trees are just one single color. We have a lot of Joshua trees, desert type plants. So in the springtime, the mountains will often get little blades of green grass growing that don't last very long and then are gone. So our kids like so much, and our boys say that in the springtime, our mountains look like we are in Ireland because we actually have a color green that we never have any other time of the year living in the desert. So, hey, awesome. I'd love to hear from you in the chat if you're watching. So glad to be with you today. Hey, my live today is really a good one. I can't wait to talk with you about and discuss. If we have not met before, I am Amanda Panda Teacher. I am a ESL technology teacher and coach that supports teachers integrating technology in their classroom with tips and tricks and resources so that they can teach engaging classes, get rebookings, and integrate technology. So today is perfect because this video is all about how to get rebookings, get students to rebook your class again. Let's get into it and get started this morning. So on our Amanda Panda Teacher Live today, I want to remind you, I'd love to have you on my email list. You can jump over to my website, amandapandateacher.com, and sign up. I'd love to have your questions in the chat if you're here. Let me show you my schedule. This morning I had 5 classes, all finished with my Tuesday morning. What did you have this morning? I'd love to hear in the chat box. Pop me your number. I taught 5 classes today. What did you teach? I'm writing in the chat box. I taught 5 classes. So fun. All regular students that I've seen many times before. One of my students who I just adore, her parents are teachers. They teach in the university level. I found out from WeChat that her mother teaches university students general studies and her father teaches geology. So how cool that I learned about my student through WeChat, and her parents are going back to school. So is she. Gail says, hey, she had 5 classes this morning. Awesome, Gail. You were busy this morning too. Diane says she had 3 trials and 3 regular students. Awesome. I'm going to move my video feed up a bit so that I am not blocking those comments. Awesome. So glad to have you in the chat box. Excited to be with you today. I had fun classes, enjoyed talking with my students. Lissa Rose says, I taught two students, classes with regular students, 1 finished level 3 today. Oh, that's exciting. My favorite day is when students finish their level. Let me show you what I use. I use this printable. It's available on my blog. Oops, sorry, I'm a little fuzz because I'm using a virtual background. It's on amandapandateacher.com. I hold up this certificate. I actually send a picture to the students, our parents in WeChat too, to celebrate. You can grab this at amandapandateacher.com/celebrate, and it's a certificate that you can get. All right, let's get into our talk today. for our live, I want to tell you some tips and tricks and resources for, and if you have other ideas when I talk about each of these topics, please put it in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you, your ideas too. These are the 5 ways to get kids to rebook classes to increase your bookings and what I did that works. It's a proven step process that worked for me. I open slots, every single slot I open books. I live in Pacific Coast time, so I don't teach every single morning of the week because I have got to sleep and be mom and wife and small business owner. I can't be snoozy VIPKId teacher every single morning. In my online teaching company, these tips and tricks can work for any person working for any online teaching company. So if you want kids to come back to your classes, here's the strategies that I used. Here is my little book. I actually genuinely care for my students and I take notes about them. So as I am with the student in class, I keep notes and write notes about my students. I keep them in a little journal or a book close by my desk. A lot of people can take notes inside of the portal for my teaching company. I teach for VIPKId. I can make notes inside the portal by the student's name. You can also take notes and put notes into something called Feedback Panda, where you keep track of students and you're able to look back at old feedbacks. There's lots of ways to keep notes, but what the notes do is it is future information for me to when I see the student again, I can remember what we did the previous class so that I can go back to. Now, currently, I teach the same kids. I've got about 12 students I see every week. I don't write notes about them anymore, but when I first started, I wrote notes about every kid that came into my online teaching classroom so that I could go back and reference and remember what they told me. Now I've got my students memorized. I could tell you so and so's favorite colors and their favorite things because I've been teaching them for 2 years. But when you're new, you're looking to get kids to come back to your classes, taking notes is so important because when they return, if you remember what they shared with you, it builds that genuine care and connection by taking notes. I can't say enough good things about it. Something else that I did is I made my students feel special by using their name. So I actually did this. This is one of my first backgrounds in my first month of teaching online. I wrote the kid's name on paper and I would take the paper down and switch to a new paper with the child's name. Often I would hold that paper up to the camera. I would have the students write it on a blank slide. If we had extra time in the class, really recognizing their name and being able to share their name with them is so important to build them coming back again. Well, I got smart. I discovered that this whole paper, writing their name every time, was taking too long. So I actually replaced that same thing with a little whiteboard. So on my whiteboard in my class, I would write hello or welcome and write the student's name, just recognizing individually who they are and putting their name in the class really got my bookings and kids to come back to my class all the time. Hey, I'd love to hear in the chat box, do you have an idea? How have you gotten kids to come back? So far we've done 2. Number 1, take notes and genuinely remember the things they share with you to build connection. Number 2, write their name in the classroom somewhere to welcome them into the class with you and remember their name. Let's go to number 3. Number 3, charm the parents. Really getting the parents to be on your team and having the parents to like you is so important. If I see any mom or dad off of the screen with a student close enough that I could say hello, or better yet, if I can teach the child some English to talk to the mom or dad to say thank you at the end, or hello mom or hello dad, if I'm teaching hello or this is mom, this is dad, I will use the mom or the dad in my class. I am charming the parents because remember, when the students are beginners, they're just coming to VIPKId, you want to build the like and trust that you have with your parents. They're not going to trust you at first that you can help support their child. They're really going to want to build that trust and you've got to charm them a little bit. So whenever I am teaching a slide, it has he and she. I will pull up my little mom and dad so I've got dad and mom on popsicle sticks, and then I will point to mom. Mom has black hair. Mom has short hair. Whatever way that I can involve the parents, and I even write this in feedback too. I write to the parents, thank you for helping your child. Parents are partners, and really what they want to do is they want to trust you and feel comfortable with you, so that they can really get you to rebook, and they'll remember you and come again. Lisa says, I have found the parents get embarrassed when I say hello. It makes them uncomfortable sometimes. You know why they're uncomfortable? They're not comfortable speaking English to you. So what I do is I build a purposeful communication with them that is no pressure, that really gives them the opportunity to feel successful. So anytime the kid says, the woman wears black, I will say, Mom is a woman. Mom wears black. Mom is a girl. Dad is a boy. Whatever way that the curriculum fits in to involve the parents, I will get the kid talking to the parent talking to the kid. And then I will build that relationship, saying hello, saying goodbye, saying thank you, and without expectations or giving them too much pressure that they have to speak to me. They don't have to speak to me, but I want them to feel like they are part of the process, that their connection to build that trust with me. Charm the parents, and they're going to come back to your class again. Hey, Diane said, one time my student started a class by holding up a welcome Teacher Diane paper. Oh, it was so cute. How adorable. Teacher Diane. Yes, our students are so charming. Isn't that wonderful how you felt when they said, welcome Teacher Diane? Imagine how the kids feel when you've got their name on a paper. Welcome, Felix. Welcome, Joe. It really does help to build that tip. So great. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Super fab to hear from you in the chat box. Okay, number 4 tip is to have fun. So I have to tell you that my classes, if you ask my students, what's the best thing about Teacher Amanda is I'm fun. I have to tell you, I'm really not that funny of a person in real life. If you met me, like I'm a serious person. I can be jovial. I'm joyful. I'm generally filled with goodness and good things. I try to be, but I wouldn't particularly say that I'm a funny person. There are just some people that are hilarious and super funny. But let me tell you, my students in my classes think I am hilarious. It is because all of the funny things that I do. In this picture, I am actually celebrating the end of a unit and a level. I put star stickers all over my face. When I am doing practice with them and they are learning about basketball, I shoot basketballs into this hoop. I make sound effects, and then sometimes weird things go into the basketball. Meow, meow. Oh, and then she gets stuck. Oh no, Kitty. It's just really fun to play with them. I have found that when you play and have fun, get the kids feeling like they are playing. The play is the best teaching for English to my students. It is when they are having fun, they like being there, they want to care about me, they want to do a good job for me, they're there to work, that I get the very best classes from my students. So have fun. Okay, number 5. And I want to tell you a way to have fun. Before we go to number 5, I want to tell you that there is a workshop that I suggest from my online teaching company. If you're a VIPKId teacher, this is a workshop you can sign up for. It is called Gamifying Your Lessons. So I do a lot with games that I use in my class. I use dice inside of little plastic containers. I have dry erase dice in this container. You can check out my YouTube channel for videos on how I use these. Gamifying your lessons really brings the fun and makes the kids come back. So there is a workshop you can take and sign up for. Look for Gamifying Your Lessons. Okay, let's go to number 5. Woohoo! Oh, this one's my favorite. Number 5 is to end the class on a smile. At the end of class is the best time to give the kids a really goodbye, wish, and a thank you, and have fun. And I have got the best idea. Go watch this video on my YouTube channel. It is bye bye toss prop game. This is for my students who are very young, who 25 minutes is too long for them. I play a game, the Bye Bye Toss Prop game. I'll play it with you. So I am a digital teacher. I use digital tools and resources in my online classes, but I also use props too. So let's say I taught about food in that lesson and I've got these food items. So what I do at the end of class when the kid is just done is I say bye-bye to everything I taught in the vocabulary of that lesson. So if I taught about Mike, bye-bye, Mike. And then I will sing, see you next time. Or if the kid doesn't like to sing, I won't sing. Bye-bye, Meg. See you next time. And then bye-bye, bread. See you next time. And then sometimes I will toss the items. Bye-bye, and then I toss them and they think it's hilarious that I am throwing props all around my classroom. It makes a big mess, but it's really fun and keeps them engaged so I can get the class to end at 25 minutes. Ending on a smile is huge. At the end of class, singing to them goodbye or saying goodbye with throwing props around however you can to really get those kids to smile and have fun with you. Hey, we did all 5 of our awesome tips. I want to give you a call to action. Check out my resources at amandapandateacher.com/courses. I teach online courses for teachers to integrate technology. I'd love to have you in one in the future. Also, I share free resources on my blog. This certificate I showed just a minute ago is there. You can find that at amandapandateacher.com and then watch a video from my YouTube channel. I'd love to share with you resources and give you that call to action. So let's go over those 5 one more time. I'm going to flip back and go to 5. Here we go. Number 1, genuinely care and take notes about your students. That's number 1. Number 2, make them feel special. Use their name in class. Oh, good one. Number 3, charm the parents. Get them to love you and trust you, and they will be coming back for more. Number 4, have fun. Really sound effects, props, and fun things you do. Be hilarious. Kids who are playing and learning are the very happiest of kids, and they will come back to your classes again. And number 5, last one, end on a smile. End the class so that kids are happy, that when they end the class, they'll run and tell mom, that was the best class. Teacher Amanda was so fun, and they are smiling. They will come back again. Hey, Diane says, Diane, I love that idea. Awesome. So glad. So glad you like that idea. I hope that these 5 tips help you. I am so glad to see all of you in the chat box. I want to hang for a couple seconds and answer any questions. I'd love to hear any more comments you have in the chat box. I hope this was helpful on my live on Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Any questions? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, Lisa, for coming. Thanks, Gail, for coming. Thanks, Diane, and thank you, everyone, for checking out. It was awesome to chat with you. Okay, I got a story for today's class. So this happens to go along with what we were learning and talking about having fun. So today I used this clear container with a dice inside of it. I have a student who is a slow to respond and speak because of confidence issues. So she's working on putting sentences all together. And so in class, it is a challenge to get through all of the work and the reading passage and the comprehension. So oftentimes, you know, those slides I'm talking about where it has the word and then it has choose the word where we're practicing maybe present progressive tense of grammar. And there's 5 sentences to practice. So what I do is I will roll this dice and I will hold up to the camera number 3 and have her do number 3 on that slide. Then I will roll again and hold to the camera number 4. Let's do number 4. And then I switch the slide because I have to spend so much of the time with her working on her getting to answer the vocabulary, the reading comprehension. We spend a ton of class time, but the other areas of grammar, she knows like that. So I can quickly do 2 things on the slide, roll a dice, have fun, one and then flip that slide because I've completed that activity. So there's one more tip for you, something I did today in my class. Lisa says, thank you. Hey, Lisa, thank you. Thanks for coming. I'd love to have you again on Amanda Panda Teacher Live. I go live on Tuesdays and Fridays. I can't wait to see you next time. Happy teaching. Reach out to me. Take some calls to action. Have fun. You can build your students to come back to you again soon. Bye. See you next time.